Wednesday's games?
Let's do it.
All right. So we have two exciting games here on Wednesday. First off is going to be the Hornets visiting the Atlanta Hawks. That's the early game because it's on the East Coast. I want to hear your thoughts on this game, Calvin. I know it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Definitely high-scoring game. This is a track meet. It's a toss-up of a game. I mean, we've kind of already touched on it a little bit, but both of these teams have been very up and down all season long in terms of, just total performance on the court. We know they can score a lot of points. We know they don't stop very many people. I'm interested to see how Atlanta looks the first 5 minutes of this game because they have had difficulty all year long when they're playing a team that they are expected to beat or should beat. They have a tendency to play down to their competition, and they have a tendency to fall asleep at the wheel on defense. Both of these teams do. But the Hornets are young. They've never been in this situation before. They're going to come out of the gates 100 miles an hour. And if Atlanta isn't ready to match that right away, this game could be over very early.
Yeah, according to ESPN here, Atlanta currently has a 69% chance of winning this game. I got to think that some of this is because they're the home team. Both of these teams are tied for records, but there is a tiebreaker. Atlanta gets home court, so they are hosting this game. Charlotte's without Gordon Hayward. Atlanta's without Shondy Brown Jr., Lou Williams, and John Collins is currently ruled out for this game. That's huge for them.
It is. And Lou Williams is also another guy that they will miss as well.
Yeah, Mr. Bucket. Back in Atlanta, right?
Back in Atlanta. Hasn't really had as great of a season as we're accustomed to seeing from him. But, again, a guy that's got a lot of experience, postseason experience, is a big time shot maker. Mm-hmm. In a close game, that's not a win or go home situation, but it's very, very close to that. Or I guess actually this is a win or go home situation.
Yeah, this is win or go home.
Them. So, yeah, having a guy on your team like that, not having him available is definitely going to be a big deal.
The over-under on this game, Calvin, is 236.
Take the over.
You're taking the over on this game?
Take the over.
And who are you choosing? Who you bet on? We got money line, or I'm going to give you the spread. Atlanta's -5.
Man, -5 is a little big for me. I see this game being either a one-possession game or the team that wins by 10 to 15 points. I don't think there's any in between here. I'm still going to pick Atlanta to win. I'm just going to lean on their playoff run from last year, having that experience. I think Clint Capella inside is going to be a big problem for the Hornets to deal with. That pick-and-roll game with him and Trae Young is pretty lethal against good defensive teams, and Charlotte is a horrible defensive team. So it's going to be a question of who's hitting from outside. I'm going to go with Trae Young and Clint Capella to lead the Hawks through to victory here.
Yeah, both teams are 3-2 heading into this game. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of scoring, a lot of shooting. I probably have to side with you on Atlanta. I'm not picking a team yet. I think whoever shoots better in this game is winning this game. I think it's all going to come down to shooting. And that generally favors the home team, but you never know. You never know. There's a reason they play the game, right?
Yeah. I forget what the final score was, but the Hawks and the Hornets had a really epic game back in, I think it was like mid-January or December or something like that. The final was something like 138 to 130 something or whatever. The Hawks were up big, and then the Hornets made a big comeback to pull out the victory. So it could very well be another one of those types of barn burner games.
I see a game. Hawks win 113-91 January 23rd. Then they played again in Charlotte in March 16th to be exact. Charlotte wins 116-106.
I guess I was thinking of maybe a different game. But either way, these two teams can definitely fill it up. It could be very, very entertaining.
It looks like this last game John Collins missed as well. So he was not available for Atlanta. Charlotte pulls through 22 points, almost a triple-double for LaMelo Ball. It's going to be an exciting game. I hope you guys are ready. I really do, because I'm excited.
It is.
And, you know,
It is
I
exciting.
don't want to rag on the play-in here, but so far, you know, all the home teams have won. So those games are basically pointless. But more basketball. As we mentioned, 6 extra games of basketball that we get to watch. So that's exciting in its own.
Can't argue with that.
But I'm excited for Saturday. I really am. The playoffs
Oh, yeah.
are going to be.
That's when it gets real interesting.
They are going to be so much fun. All right. Anything else you want to say about this game, or should we move on to San Antonio versus New Orleans?
The last thing I'll say, you know, you picked D'Angelo Russell as the X factor for Minnesota tonight, and he definitely delivered in a big win. I'm calling out Miles Bridges here for the Hornets. He's my X factor for this game. Guy who had a really, really fantastic season. Another guy who early on in the year it looked like he was just going to run away with most improved player. Kind of fell back down to earth a little bit. If that guy is able to hit shots from the outside, it opens up the floor for him to attack the basket. If he's able to score, you know, 25 to 30 points, somewhere in that range, Charlotte's got a great chance to win.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, not many players on that team have playoff experience. So I know this is not the playoffs yet, but it's a playoff-like atmosphere.
100%.
Win or go home.
It's a win or go home game.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how these guys step up. A lot of these players, this is probably the biggest game in their NBA career so far, and we'll see if they show up or not.
Yep.
And you're predicting Atlanta, right?
I'm still going to take Atlanta to win, yeah.
Okay. So moving on here, we have San Antonio